Eliminate the workplace excuse. That's what leaders do. This is the Career Blindspot podcast.
Courtney, Blindspot question. What is the BS model?
You tell me. No. The BS model is the Blindspot model. Something I've had in my head, and I thought for, definitely 15 years, if not 20, when I'm working with assessments, coaching leaders, teams, or I should say more so individuals on teams. I've explained, but I realize no, I haven't. And so the BS model and the new version you'll be able to see, probably we'll put in the show notes or a link to the website, is my way to help people understand where their motivation clarity is and their attention, and basically what the byproduct of that. So we might be able to put a visual in this, but we'll keep this one short because there's a lot to unpack. Mm-hmm. I thought it was simple, and it's simple but complicated. Right. And actually, you just helped me come up with this latest version as you go through your own crossroads. What's it been like understanding the old version and now today? And be honest, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Oh, the old one I didn't understand, but it's not that I didn't understand. I didn't understand how to fill it out for myself. What you said in there made sense, but me actually filling it out, I was like, I'm very confused.
I like it.
But the new one is like, I got it.
Really?
Yeah, the way that you put the labels on the outside, the external, internal, motivation, action, all of it.
I instilled so much confidence in it. Really? That my thing worked? But
well, because it was, let's be real, it was such a struggle with the first one.
Correct,
I'm sure that's why you're surprised.
And those of you who have heard of the Eisenhower matrix, if you've worked in corporate, been a part of a strategy, that is what kind of I used in the past, and I still think of today. But I was making a lot of I don't know, not subconscious, but leaps that I assumed people were picking up on, and not just Courtney, but certain clients. Like, I know the Eisenhower matrix works for a lot of people to apply this personally. And for those who aren't familiar, Eisenhower matrix is a simple 2x2 that is about urgency, non-urgent items in the workplace, as well as important and not important. Like, we all know, like, people talk too much or you waste time, but it's on a spectrum, and it's a really good tool. And some of my clients have taken that and been like, okay, I'm going to look at myself as Courtney LLC and realize I got to delete this and da-da-da-da-da. But even then, I was like, the Eisenhower model wasn't exactly what I was trying to do with people, because no area in the model, and let's just get to it, is intentional presence. That's why you're listening to this. Mm-hmm. You're taking time. Maybe you're multitasking, driving or cleaning. I like it when I got a random text the other day from our friend Philip in Austria. Hi, Phil. Who said, vasecta me, vasecta you. Out of nowhere, referencing a podcast that we did a couple months ago. And but intentional presence is that strategy time, that time that you're really taking for yourself. You know what your values are, and you're focused inward. Whereas most of our days, you go to work, and I'm not saying every day is great, hence why we do this coaching, this model, is you know your values, but now your focus is more external. I should say your attention and energy has been given more external. And really that's where you want to be most of the time. And by default, I would assume if you pay your bills, et cetera, and you have money in the bank or at least credit card debt, you do, what did I call it? I didn't say it. Task execution. So you actually get things done and you can feel productive or busy, which there's a difference, you know that feeling. So as you're less clear on your own motivation and you're more focused on the external world, your friends, family, a job, you will fill your time with what I call reactive distractions. Not necessarily bad things, but we tend to let them derail us, or sometimes we use them. You know, I'm going to go focus on Courtney's problems. I'm going to coach you and I'm going to force you to learn this blind spot model, instead of making more podcast episodes or something else that is important to me. And lastly, and we all know this one, I think for some it's more of a surprise of how often, is avoidant coping. It's what you do when you're overly tired. Like, you ever doom scrolled or, you know, I ate a whole bag of chips the other day.
You did?
Yeah. It's not bad, but as it relates to your goals, right, you don't advance. And so Eisenhower matrix, yes, it helped me, but I realized it's not getting the job done in terms of the people who are ready for help, I'd say a good 40 to 60% depending. And so I was like, let's make this a little bit better. And because it hit more close to home, Courtney went through it. You understood the kind of more not negatives, but like where your self-sabotage triggers.
Yeah.
What was that like to see those things kind of brought to life?
As soon as I put things in those categories, I was like, oh, those can all go. Like, that's not actually getting me towards what I want to go.
Give some examples without sharing too much dirty laundry.
Ooh, doom scrolling, obviously.
Doing your laundry. Doom scrolling. Like,
doom scrolling.
So there is actually a version that I have out. I think multiple versions. Like I did one with food, but I did one with just common things, general things. And so none of these are bad. It's not a delete. It's coming. Especially if you don't do the intentional presence, which is at the top of the thing. It's like we're all going to burn out and get tired. Like I should say, we're all going to get tired. Burnout is more of a choice, but you get tired even doing the best thing. And we do want to help our family, and we do. It's not to say it's not like on the Eisenhower matrix, it's important. Well, by whose standard, et cetera. It's like, yeah, that's the problem. When I say, oh, I'd rather help this client right now who needs my help, it's an emergency, or maybe it's not, but they're just asking, then go do this thing that I know is important to me, whether it's fun or not. I'm contradicting my values. And it's not the end of the world, but what's a better opportunity is like, hey, yes, I want to help you. Here are days where I can. And that is still not second nature to me, although I've gotten better at it. We will all get caught up in task execution. You have to go to work, you have to pay your bills, obligation, or at least those of us feel that way. But just doing that, that's where burnout happens, is you stay busy. And you might even think it's productive, but it's external values.
Is it fair to say that the people at work who say, I'm so busy, yeah, that's where they're at? That's the first thing that popped in my head whenever we talked about this. This
is true feelings. I'm not saying it's constructive, but I am not impressed in the same way when people say, I only slept 4 hours. And, for some, I think that is a normal thing, but it's not like, wow. And also, this is more cynical, but it's like, I doubt that you're effective. If you're telling me in the moment, and you've told me that, and friends, and I've felt that way before, but even being productive is, who are you being productive for? Your job, which is great. Like, but did they give you the raise? Did they, did you get, to me, if you're going to put 10, 20% more effort in, I'm not saying you need to get a 1-to-1 return, but a smart boss, I think, will want to keep their athletes healthy or their high performers healthy. And so it's not bad. It's no one's we have tons of examples of burnout. We have tons of examples of people feeling obligated and people self-medicating. But even this is not advice, but it's my opinion. I don't think drinking beer is bad, or watching 4 hours of Stranger Things. It's in what context. Do you do it on purpose, or did you do it because you're avoiding something else? And that's self-talk to me, Courtney and I. But it's the intentional presence that you have to learn how to do it for yourself. And I would even say, let's end this here, it's kind of like working out or eating healthy. Everyone understands what it takes, but what they don't understand is what it takes for them to do it. And, we all know that too much candy or carbs or whatever, burning your meat or whatever it is not burning your meat. That sounds funny.
Char, yeah.
We all know, yes, that it's bad for you.
Yeah. I was like, huh.
We all know what not to do. And we know an idea of what to do. Eat your macros, your protein, your fat, more vegetables. But it's the good tasting stuff that is a part of that. That takes more work. You can eat high quality, great tasting food, but guess what? That takes more preparation. And fast food or convenient food really isn't, if the goal is health. So I'm not trying to preach. I'm trying to be like, no, I get it. You get it, but you don't get it for yourself. And as someone who has yo-yo dieted, I have all the empathy for that. And so it's like, well, here's how you get back on. Now you can get back on. Here's how you understand where your motivation is at times and your attention goes. And here's what you can do about it. So as someone who is the victim, guinea pig recently, any words or thoughts for those who are going to be checking this out?
You should definitely check it out. I'm hoping that we can have some kind of visual for it, because it is really a lot easier to understand whenever you can see it. And I think this was a great introduction, and I do think we should do more to kind of dive into each section.
At the very least, you'll
with
be
some
able to,
examples.
Yeah, at the very least, we'll have it so that you can download. Actually, sorry, we'll end here with the Blindspot community. Tier 1, you get all the handouts, and especially as we create new ones, not just new versions, but new ways to help decompress. Like Courtney has made some huge breakthroughs with networking and just her own confidence lately that have, in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to rearrange these this way for the future person. So tier 1, you get that. You just get the materials. I think we're charging like $99, but you'll get them for the month, especially as new ones come out. So you have everything. Tier 2 also has a lot more options, like a one-on-one coaching with me, but it also has a weekly My BS group, which I'm calling it, My Blindspot group, where we can talk about a lot of different things, but this is the foundation. It's almost like group therapy. It's not group therapy, but in that same vein of everyone's going through pretty much something very similar, but on totally different circumstances.
Yeah, I get to be a part of that group because it's like venting with your friends, but productively.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody has been where you've been, and you don't feel so alone. Everybody has what they did, so you can kind of pick and choose what would help you. It's great.
We'll talk more about those, but basically that's an intentional a time you're giving yourself. What you do with it after is up to you, but you're going to see that that it's not a fixed thing. It's not like I'm happy and fulfilled all the time. It's like that's what takes the work, but also the work shouldn't be obligated. It shouldn't be I have to do this. And it's kind of messy, but also that's what I enjoy doing. So tier 2, you get that. And then there's another tier, which is deeper, but we'll break those down on a future episode. For the meantime, your BS model, yes, the double entendre is mentioned. Entendre? I just quoted that TV show. How do you actually say it? Double entendre of Blindspot, but also your own BS, which is not a bad thing. Really, the bad thing or the unproductive thing, assuming you want things you don't quite have yet, is ignoring it. And so embrace the blind spot is always going to be the call to action, and let us know what you think. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Actually, you said it well. This is just the start.
Yeah.
So we're going to revisit it probably regularly in some capacity. But yeah, that's the goal. And if you don't need me or a coach to get into intentional presence, then I'm glad you're listening. But for the rest of you all, be kind to yourself and you'll figure it out. It's not, there's no right way to do it other than not doing it. Peace.
I make this show for leaders, those who don't point fingers, but point towards ways they can do better at work. My ask for listening is you share the show on social and/or with other leaders, established or aspiring. Until then, no talent, no culture, no excuses.